or can I just wait till tomorrow? And yeah, so we got a nice opening hand here. It's not the greatest because no troops, but I'll keep it. And only one blood with 2 threshold cards. So yeah, I'm dead. See? But yeah, I'd say just probably wait till tomorrow, because yeah, or after the game. No worries. Let's. Good luck, have fun. So I'm now fighting Gorgolicious, who is Gorgolon in game. So I'll keep this hand, which he probably just saw my hand, so he's like, ha ha ha! I saw it before pausing the stream. And but yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So he's maybe doing a Dwarf Artifact deck since he's got this, or he's just using it as a blocker. So that's a nice draw because now I get a little bit of ramp. So there we go. So that's fine. That's a good start. Obviously, I won't be able to even play this yet because I do need. If I get a blood resource next, that'll be good. Because then I'll have 2 of each, and then I'll have 3. I mean, all the rest threshold requirements met. Also, one thing for those of you watching, how is the volume? Because they have actually changed a couple of things, but it should be good. So just let me know if it needs upping or what have you. I'm just going to make the text for the chat more visible for you guys. Should take me 2 seconds. What have I done? Alright, there we go. So that should be better now. Put that over there. Alright. Alright, so that's good. We did hit the blood resource, so on the next turn, I'll at least be able to do this. So I've got plenty of resources now. You know, I've got basically 3 at this point, but I still need to wait till next turn before I can do this. So that's fine. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to attack, obviously. I don't want to lose that dude. But yeah, let me know if the... Let me know if the chat is now better. So I had to just bring it back up on my screen. I mean, I could wild growth just to kill this. Kind of a waste though, so probably not. So he's got up doing the red-blue dwarf deck, which I've got one of those as well. Works pretty nice, but I mean it's not. Yeah, I mean it can combo very nicely, a whole bunch of different synergies within it. But yeah, won't have to be worried about too many like big troops and stuff. So he can attack if he wants. He has chose to not attack. If I was him, I would have, because trading that for this would have been good because it slows me down. But yeah, I mean he does also get benefits by keeping resources. I mean keeping artifacts, sorry. Alright, so next turn, you know, basically all I can do is Pact of Pain unless I draw something else. Like if I get a Corpse Fly, I'll play that most likely. So he's asking if I ever have a wild growth. So it's funny. The reason he didn't attack is because I had mana. I mean, I wouldn't have used a wild growth just to kill a charge bot. That's not a good play, honestly. So I'm putting in a battle hopper just so I can chump, and then I'll just put in this as well. So we can start doing card draw if we need to shortly, which we might because we still don't have any good troops on board. And yeah, so no, I've still. I mean, funnily enough, I still could. During his turn, if he looks here, I've got no resources. But if he attacks, if he attacks with this, which would be a very big mistake by him because it's a very good card. It makes it so he pays 1 less to play artifacts. So if he attacks with that, I would then wild growth the hopper and block with it. So, but yeah, I really doubt he will. He might attack with this one. It's still worth it. But yeah, I mean, he would be a very bad idea to attack with this. I really doubt he will attack it with anything. Because he does seem a little bit worried. Can some of you guys just type in the chat just so I can make sure it's still working? So all I can see is my IRC client. So just type hello or whatever. Hello world. Okay, so he did attack with that, so that's interesting here. He's got 1 resource. I mean, maybe he just doesn't realize I can do this. So yeah. He has anyway. So let me make sure I do this properly, otherwise. So he's going to lose a good unit here, so it's a good trade. So it hasn't asked me to block yet, so here we go. We block with this. So it's a 0-1, but I'm going to wild growth it. I tap this guy to get the 1 resource. So it should ask me any second now. There we go. And I mean, with 1, I mean, he could. There's really not many Ruby Sapphire 1 cost quick actions, so that would save him here. Wild has one of the best ones, being wild growth. So there we go. We got rid of the card that he won't be happy about losing. I mean, that was making his artifacts, like this one for example, if he had more of these, they would have been free. Anyway, and we got rid of a dwarf. So that's good. Very good dwarf. And yeah, the chat is still working, so that's good. Huzzah. Alright, so I guess it's now the start of my turn. I'm about to draw a card. There we go. So we got even more resource ramp. I might as well. I can basically play this, and then on his turn, after I can just draw a card as well. So plenty of resources. So I don't need to be drawing really any more at this point because I've got threshold requirements met for everything in my deck, and I've still got another 2 resources in hand. So yeah, just waiting for him to trigger this. Sorry, I was just looking at my looking at something else. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm in a pretty good position. And yeah, I mean, getting these resources, if I get more, it doesn't really matter too much because Life Siphon. So that just makes Life Siphon more effective. But ideally, I want to start getting some troops or a Spirit Dance, then some troops. That'd be even better because he doesn't have much aggression at this point. So yeah, I don't really have much to worry about. So is he going to attack? If not, I can. I'm not going to block with this anyway. Especially not for that. So I'll scare him here. I'll scare him. Watch. I'll tap this. He's gonna be like, "Oh no, another wild growth." That's what he's gonna be thinking straight away. So he's gonna be like, "Oh no." See, again. But nah, I'm not. So now I'll just skip, and then in a second it will let me do this. Actually, I'll do it now. So I'm just drawing cards. So he was a bit scared. Unfortunately, I did get another resource, so blah. I mean, obviously, I still will get my next draw, so that's okay. I'm only going to take 1 damage. But so good. Just keep him on his toes. Keep him worried. Let's draw something nice. So we get a flyer. That's okay. I'll also play a resource, and I'll play out my flyer now. This flyer, because I've got 5 threshold, it is now flying, as you can see, and it's also got spell shield. So very nice to have. And that's pretty much. I guess I might as well draw just to see what I get. And then if I get a 4-drop, I can still play it because of this. So a Pact of Life would be nice, because that will counteract, and I've still got more resources. Or a Wild Root Dancer would be really good as well. A Murder's not horrible. I'll save that for his turn just to see what he plays, and then yeah, we can murder probably this guy, because he will start giving my opponent card draw. Because he can pay resources to tap him to draw a card based on, and it is cheaper per artifact. So at this stage it would cost him 5, which he doesn't have yet. But obviously, if he gets out, he could get a bunch of artifacts quickly, especially with the charge powers and stuff. Then that will start becoming very effective for him in terms of card draw. But there is a lot better targets to murder, so that's why I'm waiting, just to see what he does. I mean, he's not going to attack in with it because he doesn't want to risk losing it. And I can always just block with this, so I don't have to murder it at this stage, because he's not really going to be using it for card draw just yet. He did get a War Machine. That's kind of annoying, because it will just start pinging me every time he plays. Here he's going to do it now. This will demonstrate what I mean. So he comes an artifact into play. There we go. So he can now card draw, which he just did. So I mean, I won't murder it just yet, because he's already done the trigger, and I can't really stop that. There was no way for me to stop that. So I'll hold on to it just in case he gets something more threatening. He's definitely going to have Terrorbots in his deck, which are flyers, which he pretty much will be able to play free shortly as well. I doubt he will attack in here, and he doesn't, so that's good. I mean, I may as well just do this. I mean, sure, it's going to put me low. I can always Life Siphon to get some health back up. Let me think here. So let's see what I draw. This is not. Why am I getting so much ramp? It's crazy. So I mean, he's not going to be able to kill me next turn. So I might as well draw. He's only a certain amount of damage. I mean, unless he just brings out 4 artifacts, and then I mean, I could still chump block, and I'll be fine. And I still haven't, Anyway, so what is with this? I don't understand. This is just horrible. Like, there's 21 resources in this deck, and I'm getting them all. This is just bonkers. Alright, so that's, I should get something now. I mean, honestly, come on. But I shouldn't be able to die as well, even if I do nothing at this point. And I can always murder something, so it's not a big deal. The longer I wait, so that's another badge. If it's the second, I've only got 2 of them in my deck. There's another one. So play a resource. I can at least bring in another chumpy blocker. So I'm definitely not going to be able to get killed. He probably won't even attack. I might as well do this again. Like it does make Life Siphon better. So for next turn, I can just go bang for like 10 or 11 with this guy. So that's fine, that'll get me up to a lot more life. And I think at this point, I mean, I could even just do this, but I'll wait till his turn. But yeah, so let's pass it over to him. We got no plays here. And then we have this ready to murder something if we need to. And then we can also draw a card as well. And then we can Life Siphon to get a bunch of life back. And then we can start drawing cards again. So we don't want to go too low. But yeah, I mean, he can't kill me yet. So that's why I was fine, happy with going that low. So he is bringing in... Okay, so I'm probably going to kill this because he can exhaust another target and turn it into a Warhog. Okay, so I will kill this. And I'll pretty much kill it now because he's got no other place. I'll just do it now, actually. He's going to click this. Actually, no, he's out of resources, so he can't do the card draw anyway. But I'll just murder this. We don't want to have him turning little crappy dudes into Warhogs. yeah, we don't want that to happen. So let's stop that shenanigans before it even begins. So that's good. And yeah, as King Max is saying, we can do a life siphon for 12 next turn. So even if he, all this little damage he's doing, not a problem. We are going to be able to counteract that. And yeah, so that's fine. Alright, so he's probably not going to attack here. So there we go, he doesn't want to risk it. You know, I've got lots of cards. Whoops. I do want to draw a card. So let's do that. More card draw. Oh my, I honestly cannot believe this. I mean, I would tell him right now, I cannot believe how many resources I'm getting, but I don't want him to know, so I won't say anything. But that is just amazing, honestly. The amount of resources I've been getting, it's like, who shuffled this deck? It must have been Corey again. So that is quite amazing. Let's see what I draw. A Pact of Life would not be horrible. I would actually... Okay, so we got a squirrel. I am going to life siphon here. I can't just leave myself on 6. That is a little bit... I mean, I could here, and I think I'd still be pretty safe. If you brought out, say, 3, no, I mean, you could possibly kill me, so it's not worth the risk. So we'll just life siphon for max damage. That will unfortunately leave only 3 dudes up. That's fine. We got to play next turn. So let's just tap this. Puts us up to 12. And then yeah, just, I mean, it's a basic action. It would be too strong if you could do it on your opponent's turn. It's already really strong. So you're sitting on 3 murders or something? No, unfortunately not. So we'll get some life back now. Hopefully I did that correctly. So we'll go up to 18 and he'll be down to 8. So that's very good for us. So he's gonna be the one who starts sweating now instead of me. So there we go. We have reversed that around. And yeah, that's all I can do this turn. And then yeah, I mean, next turn I've got lots of options. So yeah, I'm at this point I'm pretty confident that I've got this game, because my card draw ability is better than his one. He can only do his once per turn. I mean, he's still got options in hand. He could be sitting on some resources as well. He's played another one now, so he's got 3 cards. I've basically got 1 because these are just duds. So he's bringing in a worker bot factory. It's pretty, you know, it's very nice. Works well with the machinist here. So anytime he plays a dwarf or an artifact, what happens is it puts a counter on this. Once he reaches 4 counters, he can then tap it to create a worker bot, which is an artifact, so that adds another counter as well. And yeah, it makes, you know, if he had more of these out, that would be quite threatening. You know, if he had like even just 2, that would start pinging me for a fair bit. Yeah, that last game with the squirrel wasn't amazing. I mean, I literally, that was the only thing that could have won me the game, and the fact that I had Spirit Danced it down to 4 cost as well, like all these factors coming into play there, and then that, like, you know, as I'd said, that was the only thing that I could draw that would save me, and even possibly turn the game around, which it did. You know, allowed me to kill that unblockable, and it was honestly, that was great. I still haven't actually got around to going through all the games I've played and highlighting them and then uploading to YouTube, just because it is a bit of a pain. You know, it takes time to do all that, especially with the amount of streaming that I've done. You know, probably close to 50 hours. Not too sure. Just going through all that and then picking out each matches, and I will do it at some point though, especially for that. I mean, that last match was just great. So that one's definitely going on YouTube. I'll try to get that on it today because that was just amazing. No, it's just the font they use. So I mean, yeah, what you're saying there, Arepi, just the font, I'd imagine. So what did he? Okay, so he's done his whole turn by the looks of it. Yep, I guess. Yep. Okay, so that was it. So that's fine. I'm sitting pretty here. So we're still 11 resources, so I can afford to use this a few times even. Got a murder as well, so we got a lot of options now. 12, 13 resources with this guy. I mean, I could bring this guy out right now. I might just draw a couple cards first. I'll just draw one first, see what I get. Then I'll play this guy. So there's another one. So I mean, the odds of winning this game have just went up exponentially. So because I can now take out the card draw guy from him, get rid of that. Which he 1, 2, 3. I mean, I think he can only use it during his turn, so he can't even tap it now. So I will kill it. We don't want to give my opponent more options, so you take away that card draw, and I've still got my card draw. So yeah, that's good. I mean, I could still murder. Like, I mean, there's really this guy will get annoying, but I mean, that's only when he starts flooding out artifacts, so not a big deal. Not a threat yet, worthy of a murder or a squirrel. But I mean, next turn I will bring this out regardless, because that means I got even more threat on the board. So here comes the squirrel once again to save the day. So boom, there goes that guy. And I mean, I could draw another card because I'd still have 3 resources with this guy to play on murder next. But I don't have to do it now, so I can wait. Wait till his turn basically. I might as well attack with the flyer because he is low, so I might as well get him a bit lower. Because I've got stuff to block with, and I mean, yeah, he doesn't really have an attack because he'll just lose something, and I'm at plenty of health, so there's no way he will attack. So I can freely attack here. And yes, that's I guess probably the chat delay there, but yeah, I can do that, King Max. I can still. I'm going to do it his turn though. I don't have to do it my turn. So there we go. Pass it over to him. He draws a card. But yeah, I mean, with this current board state, I mean, I'm sitting in. So he's got. He's not going to be happy with this. He's really not. I mean, that's the second one he's got out now. He's going to get a counter and he's going to ping me for 1. That's fine. But I'm just going to murder that now. So he's not going to be happy because that's the second one he's got out, and I'm murdering it once again straight away. Just having none of that shenanigans. No, thank you. Get out of here. So, He's on. He can bring in another artifact and ping me again for another damage. Okay, so he's bringing in another card draw dude, so we can kill that again with the squirrel, which, might as well. And then we can just attack in with both the squirrel and the thing, force him to block the squirrel. So yeah, I mean, there's another. So how many counters does he have? That's I think that was the third one. Yeah, so one more counter and he will be able to get another little dude in. So yeah, we'll see what. I'll draw a card here in a second. So oops, have to hit that. And then it'll let me do this in a sec. There we go. So I don't want to get myself too low though, because I mean, okay, so that's fine. Alright, we'll leave it at that, and now we'll go back to the start of my turn here, and I'll draw another card. So a Pact of Life would be great. So we get a Wild Root Dancer, so that also is very good, because now I can play this, play the resource, put this guy up to, that's going to put him on a couple turn clock basically. So hello Ovlovian. I didn't figure out how to get back in. I got help from on the forums. There is actually a thread, where people can't log in, and one of the CZE guys, I think it was Data Dragon, said, everyone PM him personally, and he will help each person out individually. So I mean, he couldn't just fix my account just straight away. It actually was doing some really funny stuff. So now I'm Havoc_dead. Anyway, so. Don't get too distracted here, Havoc, otherwise I would accidentally hit the resource. So I want to play this first. And now, I mean, the chances of him winning this game, he's only got 1 card in hand, so honestly I don't think I'm going to have any problem winning. There's really no way for him to remove this, because it's got Spell Shield. And just with the colours he is, it's not like he's going to have an extinction because that's not possible. So I don't think there's really anything he can do. I've basically got the game in the bag. So I can even still play these both out as well. I mean, he can't wipe the board. So I've won this game. If he does manage to do something amazing here, I would just be like completely shocked. He could have like a, but he's got too many defensive guys as well though, so he can't even be aggressive with these. So there's really not much he can do. I could draw a card here. I might as well bring out the other squirrel just to rub it in. So what am I doing here? So choosing my target, so I might as well kill this other one as well. If I didn't have this, I wouldn't have so many options. So I might as well. Honestly, at this point, the game is mine. There's really nothing he can do, I don't think. So now we can just attack in with this and this. I could attack in with that as well. I don't need him, so let's do it. Might as well. All he can do is trade with it, or I'm going to get in an extra damage. So yeah, that is all I can attack in with. Still attacking with those three. It doesn't. I do not need this guy. I haven't needed him for a while because the amount of resources I actually got. So let's see what he does. He's gonna chump block one of these into that, and he might trade off one of them with this maybe, and that way he's only gonna take 3. That would be, yeah. So that's what he's doing, and that would, that way he's not just dead my next turn basically. Well, he is because I can just attack with everything. And I don't think he'll have enough. So he's got 3. So if I attack with all, yeah, see, I can just attack with everything. So he is still dead. He can't block the 2. Yeah, I've got 2 flyers, so never mind. It doesn't really matter what he does. There's really no way for him to stop these. Because they both have flying and spell shield, thanks to the threshold requirements met. So yeah, very good card. It's pretty much the only flyers green has. It's a conditional flyer, but it's also spell shield as well. It's a 2 cost. It's such a good card. Works so good. Yeah, I will pact. There's no rush. Oh wow. Alright, so he's been holding on to this, and he's just been needing the resource, I guess. Did he? I don't know if he just got up to 8. But that's pretty funny. But all I need to do is murder it. So I don't think I've used. I've used a few murders. My squirrel, if I have a squirrel, that can't kill it. But I should have. It'll delay the game. Yeah, I'm gonna draw a card here, and then hopefully I get a. So he's got another machinist in hand. He's just told me basically. Yeah, this is not that great because I can't kill him. No, none of my damage will be done to him or other troops he controls. So yeah, that's not good. So might as well just do this now. See what I get. But now I'm in trouble because I need to get. See, this doesn't help me at all. Well, no, it doesn't actually, because I can't even battle like this just to get rid of it. I don't know how many murders I've used. So this is. So yeah. Honestly, I didn't even think about this guy. That he would have it in his deck, and so we get a corpse slice, so we can at least stop him getting out his other machinist, at least, because having 2 of those out and then him playing artifacts, that would be a lot more damage. So at least I can get rid of that. So I'm not on a, yeah. It's still annoying though, because I have to start chump blocking. At least I can chump block with this guy on that next turn. Life Siphon won't do anything. I think Life Siphon, if I used it, because this guy's going to prevent all damage done to him, I need to get... This is actually, So, yeah, I mean, I can't do anything. I mean, everything gets prevented because of this guy. Prevents all damage to all of his, dealt to his champion and to his troops, other troops. So this guy I can still damage, but basically I need to get, I think Murder's the only thing in my deck, honestly. And I don't know how many I've used. I think I may have used 2. So it's just a matter now. I mean, yeah, I can triple block. So I mean, he'd be kind of silly to attack, obviously. Because then he loses all hope of winning the game, unless he drew some sort of combat trick, which he didn't. Okay, that's annoying. I am on a pretty big clock here. He's going to start doing a lot of pings with this one machinist. He's got 3 counters, so I mean once he so it should be okay for a little bit longer. But yeah, I mean he didn't attack, so that's correct. I could have drawn some cards. Oh well, too late now. And I guess I can't really afford to, actually, to be honest. This is not good. So I'm gonna have to draw. I'm gonna have to. I can at least still block. But I can't. Oh wow, I cannot believe this. So I honestly cannot believe. No, I can't, because this guy prevents all damage that would be dealt to his troops. So if I made this guy battle, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work. Yeah, because I mean it's still going to be damaged, so yeah, it won't work. So I do have to draw again, unfortunately. This is really not good though. Oh wow. Heart of the cards. So that was again, that's just when I needed it. I mean, if I had to draw one more time, if I had to draw again there, and I still didn't get it, I'd basically be dead next turn because I'd be on 1 health, and if I didn't get an answer there, then all he would have to do is play 1 artifact, and then this guy kills me. So that was quite amazing. So I might as well play out. I'll just play out my hand here. Okay, so I've got the resource as well, so I can make this guy bigger as well. From the Root Dancer. So that was good. That was and that's why when I first made this deck, people in the chat were asking me just make a mono wild deck, and I was like, well, straight away as I started making the deck, I was like, well, mono wild has a lot of shortcomings, and the biggest one has been card draw. So if I didn't have this, in this game, I would have been dead. I would have had so many less options. And I would, he would have got that big guy out, and I probably would have been dead even before then, honestly. So I might as well just rub this in, get rid of this damn annoying machinist. Do not like it. But yeah. Whew. And yeah, and as I was saying about, it's basically a mono wild deck, but then I went into a Splash of Blood because of, Murders are good, Pact of Pain is great. Corpse Fly, the reason I went Corpse Fly is because, it's a good card if you get it early, because you make your opponent discard, and it's also, a flyer, so Wild does lack flyers. Like, this is pretty much the only flyers I think Wild has at this point, and it's situational. And if I get these out later on in the game, they still most of the time will get a discard. And also, if I don't, like if I get them out late and I've used a spirit dance, then they become 3/3 flyers for 1. So that's good. You want more flyers. You can't just have all ground. Otherwise, you could just, like for example, that angel could have just flown over the top and killed me if I, anyway. So that, lack of flyers, so I added those. We got Life Siphon again, another way to counteract this. So yeah. I'll show you guys the deck. I'll just quickly kill him now. I'll show you all the cards. So I might as well just attack with pretty much everything at this point. I'll keep him back. So yeah, he's got no cards in hand. He's got plenty of resources, but yeah, so GG. So another game, at the brink of death, came back and won with a nice draw there, with a murder this time. So 2 good games in a row there. And again, I'm really liking this deck. It's a lot of fun. So here's the deck. So as you can see, I basically, it's basically mono wild with, you got your squirrels and Spirit Dance being your key things that really, and Wild Root Dancer. I mean, you've got these 3 things that are, once you get them going, once you get those, if you get this early, it's great. You can, and with this, it combos really well. Combos with the Corpse Flay as well. But yeah, so the reason I'm in Blood, you got Pact of Pain for card draw. Works very good. You got ways to negate it with Life Siphon. Negate the the negative effect of losing 2 health each time you use the Pact of Pain. Also got Pact of Life, which counteracts that as well. Then I've also got more card draw with Necessary Sacrifice, which works really well with the champion I'm using, because that way I can just, for example, turn 3 bring out a little blocker, and then turn 4 potentially draw into 3 cards. So that's very effective. So that makes makes Necessary Sacrifice so good. And this is really good if I've done like a Spirit Dance, and then I can use one of these on a Battle Hopper, and then potentially draw 3 big dudes that have been reduced in cost and buffed by the Spirit Dance. So that's a very nice card draw as well. So there's 2 card draw counts. So you've got 5 there for card draw from black. And then we got 4 murders, because it's a very good removal, obviously, premium removal. Then Life Siphon, only 2 of these, but as you saw in that game, it did give me, I was able to get a lot of health back, so that was very nice after using all that card draw. So it's a very good card. I've won many games. There was one game the other day where I was like, the only way I could have won was top decking a Life Siphon, and once again, heart of the cards, boom, got the top deck. The only last one I had left in the deck, out of probably I think it was like 30 cards possible, and I did get it, and I then won the game. So nice card, and then I just added the addition. I mean, I don't need these in the deck. I could take them out and add other things like more wild cards. But I mean, it is only 1 threshold. It's a flyer, so it can block stuff early. It can block, ground or flying early on. It also has the nice advantage of making your opponents have less options. So that's why I've added that in as well. And combos well with Spirit Dance. So yeah, and that's pretty much the deck. I mean, I